right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live stream. Yeah, we're gonna rank the Clone Wars arcs in a tier list. So, yeah, let's put on some music so it's not so quiet. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay. All right. Comments. Hello, Andrew. Always nice to see you. And yeah. So, well. Let me pull up the tier list. So yeah. All right. So it's a pretty basic tier list. So yeah, I found this. So we are going to be ranking the arcs, not like individual episodes. So yeah. All right. The tiers are pretty straightforward. S tier, A tier, B tier, C, D, F. And then I have garbage. So this will be the worst of the worst. So probably I don't foresee very many things going in here because while there are certain arcs and episodes that I don't think are very good, I don't think there's very many that are absolute garbage. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get to it. So, first up, let's do the movie. So that would be this one. Let's see. Where would I rank the movie? Let's put the movie on the list so we can. Okay, let's see. The Clone Wars movie, which is, basically an arc. Although it's kind of like a little bit of Christophsis and then another arc attached. But anyways, it's not that great. I think we're gonna put it in F for now. So yeah. All right. Now, let's see, what should we do? Let's see. Man, I wish these were in order. Oh, Ambush. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is just the episode. So how would I rank Ambush? I kind of like Ambush. I think it's a better start than the movie because yeah, it's just a funner story, but it's I think it's C. I think C. I mean, there's some cool stuff. At least it's not Obi-Wan and Anakin and Ahsoka that we get all the time. So that's something. All right. Yes, individual episodes could take quite a while. Yeah, that would take a while. The movie isn't the best, but it's pretty decent. It's got some good things and some bad things, So, I mean, it's cool because Christopher Lee voices Count Dooku in it. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome, right there. But yeah. All right, next. Let's see. Oh man. I'll just pick one. Ahsoka Lost. Sure, we'll do that one. Let's see. This is the arc where she gets captured by the Trandoshans. I think this is a decent arc. It's probably one of the better Ahsoka-centric arcs. I mean, it's cool that we get to see the Trandoshans and the Wookiees like rivalry and that. Chewbacca's in it, which I think is fine. So I think it's a pretty good arc. So we'll put it in B for now. Uh, let's do Blue Shadow Virus. Let's see, because this is 2 episodes. You have the virus, and then when Obi-Wan and Anakin go to get the cure. Uh, it's fine. It's fine. You know, I think, yeah, yeah. But you know what? Let's leave it in D for now. I think that's not a bad spot for it. And then I don't know. Let's see, Jedi Crash. Let's do that one next. All right, we get Ayla Secura, which is good. The pacifist lemur people. Well, I should say the pacifist Scottish lemur people. I don't know. Not my favorite concept, but whatever. So I think C tier for that. The virus episode wasn't too bad. Yeah, I mean, not horrible. I probably will end up moving some things around. I might bump up some things, but yeah, we'll just kind of initially place them for now. Let's see here. Lair of Grievous. Lair of Grievous. Is that just the episode? Or is it like other episodes? Oh, okay. Lair of Grievous. If it's just Lair of Grievous is probably my favorite episode of season 1. So that's, I mean, I think we'll put it in A for now. I think it's one of the better episodes. At least it's one of the very rare occasions when General Grievous actually kills a Jedi. You know, it's got Kit Fisto in it, you know, so maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah, I think A tier for that one. And then let's do the Malevolence. The Malevolence. The first arc in season 1. Let's see. I like the episode where they're in the interior rescuing Padme. That's kind of neat. The first episode where you get Plo Koon and he gets attacked, and then Anakin and Ahsoka have to go rescue him. And then the raid on the Malevolence. Let's put it in the C tier for now, you know. Let's see. Then we'll do Duel of the Droids. Ugh, I don't like this one. Duel of the... yeah, F tier. Never really cared for these 2 episodes. Yeah, Ahsoka fighting General Grievous and living. I don't care if Ahsoka fights General Grievous, but General Grievous should have killed her. Especially this early on. You can't argue she had training. No, General Grievous should have just, you know, beheaded her. So, yeah. Yeah. I think that's all I'll say about that one. The Malevolence arc was one of my favorites of season 1. Oh, cool. It's not a bad arc. Not a bad arc. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Next, we'll do Boba Fett's Revenge. Bombad Jedi. All right. Bombad Jedi is kind of garbage. Well, not garbage. I'm saying it's not very good. Where would I put it? It's cool to see Rhodia. I think that's the only positive. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in F tier. That is not a very good episode. Let's do Cloak of Darkness, which is the episode right after Bombad Jedi. That it's a better episode than Bombad Jedi, so that. But I mean, we get to see Luminara and Dule, so that's kind of neat. It's another Ahsoka episode for some reason. Never understood why Ahsoka all by herself. Anakin isn't even there. I don't understand why Ahsoka and Luminara are together. It's like, shouldn't it be Luminara and Barriss? Or yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I would say that it's a D, probably. I think. Let's see. Night Sisters, Nomad Droid. Oh, we'll get there. Let's see. D Squad. Yeah, let's do D Squad. Right in the garbage. This arc is 4 episodes. Why is it 4 episodes? If it was just the first episode, a quirky little droid adventure with R2 and his friends, whatever. Okay. But no, it has to be 4 episodes that don't really add anything. So that's why I would put it in the garbage. So literally 1 episode is basically them just wandering in the desert of that planet they crash land for basically the entire episode. So what a waste of time. Let's see. Let's check the comments. Bombad General was definitely one of the weaker episodes. Totally agree. Oh, Bombad Jedi. I think there's an episode called Bombad General. But yeah, Bombad Jedi. Yeah, it's not very good. D Squad, most definitely garbage. Yes. Yes. All right. Let's see. Actually, let's look for that. Where is it? Dooku Yes, Dooku captured. Dooku captured. All right. This is not too bad, but then they had to throw Jar Jar in for reasons, which I don't understand. And he kind of brings it down. So the first episode, I would say is decent. It's not a bad episode. I don't hate it. Maybe it's a little outlandish that Weequay pirates captured Count Dooku, but whatever. I'll let it slide. I mean, Weequay aren't that intelligent. But okay, whatever. But yeah, then the second episode, we have to have Jar Jar in it. And I don't understand that. So if it was just the first episode, I'd probably give it a B or a C. But with that second episode, I think he would counteract it, and I think I'll put it in D, I think. What else do we have? I think that's almost all of season 1 ranked, I believe. Let's see. All right, let's do the Battle of Christophsis. Okay, I think that is That would be part of the movie, the first part of the movie, the one episode in season 1 where you have the the clone that betrayed his brothers and was sabotaging them on Christophsis, and the one where you first see Admiral Trench. I think that is all encapsulated in that. It's fine. I don't think it's it's kind of as an arc, it's kind of spread out over a few seasons and things, so it's kind of all over the place, but I don't think anything that amazing happens. So I actually think it's kind of a weak arc. So I'm gonna put it in D tier. I think that we got Trespass. Okay, we'll put Trespass. Trespass. So you have the Talz, who and because of the Clone Wars, we have to have some colony of the Talz on Ordo Plutonia, but they're native to Alzok 3, I believe, at least in the EU. So yeah, and to me they don't strike me as a spacefaring species. More than likely they were captured, and these guys in this episode, they're really primitive. So it's just kind of, I don't know, a weird concept. It's kind of whatever. Actually, let's leave it in D. I don't think it's anything special. It kind of reminds me of the part in the 2003 Clone Wars where Obi-Wan and Anakin, they go to the planet Nelvon, which is a planet of blue kind of dog people, canine people. It's a snowy world, and the culture is a more primitive culture. It reminds me like that, but it's done way better in 2003 Clone Wars. So yeah. No new comments. Okay, let's see. All right. Oh, we've got Hostage Crisis, which maybe that's part of something else. Sphere of Influence. Battle of Umbara. Let's do the Battle of Umbara, actually. That's a good one. All right. The Battle of Umbara is an arc it's a pretty good arc. We get to see a planet that we've never seen before. It's alien. That's what I like most about it. It's not like, oh, this is desert planet. Oh, this is forest planet or water. No, it's dark, shadowy. The flora and fauna are weird and alien. I love it. I think this is one of the best examples of an alien world in Star Wars. I think Felucia is another example. The flora and fauna are alien. This does not look like it's Earth, but a lot of other planets basically look like, oh, that can be Earth, just the desert or whatever. But so I will actually rank this very high on that factor alone. But I like Pong Krell. I think that's an interesting idea. And this is a clone story. So we're following the clones, Rex and Fives and some of the other 501st. So I think it's interesting. So yeah, I think I will put this in A for now, because I think it's a really good arc. It's actually not very common to have an arc, 3 or 4 episodes, be really strong. Like a lot of arcs have a week episode, or like maybe 2 week episodes or whatever. So that, but I think this is 4 pretty good episodes. All right, so now let's do the Citadel. All right, I've got a few things to say on the Citadel. So the Citadel is an interesting idea, a prison built for Jedi. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, so I like the idea. Now, why do we need to send all of the main characters? Why does Obi-Wan and Anakin? It's like, yeah, and of course Ahsoka needs to go for reasons. So, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, they're going to rescue Evan Peel because he has knowledge of some hyperspace route through the Separatist space or something, something like that. But he dies at the end, so yeah, which does contradict the expanded universe, because Evan Peel in the expanded universe before TCW, he actually lives past Order 66. Not a long time, like a few months, but he lives because he has a Padawan in some books, the Coruscant Night trilogy. So that's something that's kind of annoying, actually. But I don't think those books are super well known, even in the expanded universe fan base. So, but still, like, that's kind of annoying. Like, Clone Wars is in continuity with the rest of the EU. It just sucks that they didn't really care about, they just did whatever they wanted, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, so I think I'll give the Citadel a C, I think. So yeah, let's see, let's do Nomad Droids. Ooh. Let's see, with Nomad Droids, that's those 2 episodes in season 4, I think, where R2 and C-3PO, they go to Alina because the Alina have been having earthquakes or whatever, and they fall in this hole to the underworld of Alina, and they go on some weird, wacky adventure. You know what? It is kind of like the Droids, the TV show from the 80s that followed R2 and C-3PO. It's kind of like that, but not. And yeah, and then they solve Alina's problems and they leave, and then they end up getting attacked. Their ship gets attacked by the Separatists, so they flee. They crash on some world, who knows where, and yeah, they get captured by these little tiny aliens, and they kill their leader, and then they set up an election. They leave. They get captured again by some other kinds of aliens, and their leader is this hologram, and they foil that and find out it's droids tricking these not too intelligent aliens. Yeah, it's not the most interesting stuff. The Umbara arc was really good story-wise and animation style. Yes, the animation for the Clone Wars got better as the years went on. I think in the beginning, it's not a very good animation style. It's really ugly. But by season 6, 7, and onward, like I actually think it's a good style now. But it took them a little while to get to get there. Yeah, the Citadel, another good one. Yeah, it's yeah, it's not bad. Nomad Droids, another yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I was putting garbage. Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing I really like. I mean, we get to see Alina, but I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do Holocron Heist. Yeah. Let's do Holocron Heist. Let's see. That beginning of season 2, Cad Bane, who I like, steals a holocron, and then he steals some force sensitive children for Palpatine or Darth Sidious, but same difference. I like Holocron Heist. I think Holocron Heist is the better episode of the two. So, but I mean, the kidnapping the Force kids is, yeah, I mean, there was a Gungan and a Rodian and a Nautolan. Shame we didn't get to see Glee Anselm. But then again, no, it's not, because they would have done their own thing and it would have contradicted the EU. So it's probably for the best. Anyways, let's see. It's I like the first episode. Yeah, it's another one of those that I'm like, I like an episode, but then I don't like the rest of it, really. D tier. D tier. Zillo Beast. Zillo Beast is kind of dumb. The second episode I think is completely stupid. Why did they take this creature to Coruscant, the most populated planet in the galaxy? What a dumb. They're dumb. Completely stupid. It's because the people making the show wanted to have a Godzilla episode for some stupid reason. Yeah, no. That episode is trash, really. The other one is fine. So, this isn't going to get ranked very high, so we'll just put it in F. I don't think it's that great of a thing, so that's where it's going. Let's see. Next, let's do Boba Fett's Revenge. Okay, so this is the end of season 2, I believe. Let's see. I think the first episode is probably the best episode, where you have Boba Fett sneaking around on the Venator with the clone cadets. I think that's the best episode. Then the next episode, then it kind of just like, yeah, but I don't hate the other 2 episodes. So all in all, I think this is a C tier entry, I believe. All right, what do we got now? Let's see. Let's pick something. The Senate Murders. Ooh. Okay. Is that 1 episode or 2? Because, let's see. Anaconda Far dies, and then... yeah, then I think a few other senators die. But is there multiple? Anyways. They're not hot garbage, but they're nothing special. So Yeah, I don't know. F tier? F tier? D tier? Yeah, I think that's where I'll leave it. Ryloth. Okay. Let's see. Ryloth is a pretty good arc. I like it. You got the first arc where it's, in space breaking the blockade. Then it's an Obi-Wan episode, and then Mace Windu. Yeah. I think this is another pretty decent arc for season 1. I think I would put it in the B tier. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I think Jedi Crash is too high. Yeah, I think we'll move that down to C tier there. All right. The Battle of Mon Cala. Okay. This is another example where the 2003 Clone Wars has a battle on Mon Cala as well. I mean, it's actually pretty different. Kit Fisto is involved in both. Anakin is only involved in TCW. Yeah, well, I've said before, but this really should have been a Kit Fisto centric. Well, not a Kit. Like Kit Fisto should be leading the Republic forces. Why is Anakin there? And Ahsoka, they're redundant. They do not need to be in the arc. They serve no purpose. To me, it makes more sense. Let's send. Okay, we're going to an aquatic world. Let's send aquatic people. Kit Fisto is an aquatic alien, And if we're going to send a senator representative, why would we send Padme? Let's send an aquatic alien. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, so there's things like that. I think it's fine. It's fine. I think I would put it in C tier. Any comment? Yes. Boba Fett's Revenge was kind of meh. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, you really can't do a whole lot with it because he can't kill Mace Windu. So ultimately, it's kind of a waste. So that's yeah. I wasn't too impressed with the Battle of Mon Cala. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing special. I mean, it's cool that we get to see Mon Cala. But that's about it. I mean, the shark guys, they're kind of cool. But yeah. All right, let's do the next. Let's see. Let's get. Oh, okay. We know where the Martez sisters is going. Straight in the garbage. Do I really have to explain why that arc belongs in the garbage? I mean, if you've watched it, you probably know. Oh, it's not that bad. It's like, is it the worst thing I've ever watched? No, but it's not that great either. It's a waste of time. If it was like one episode, whatever. But no, it's 4. So it's kind of like D-Squad, really. If it was one episode, it would, it would still probably be low, but I don't think it would be garbage at that point. But yeah, these two characters are dumb. I call them Dumb and Dumber. So they're not interesting. And yeah. What do we got? Let's do Onderon Rebels. Onderon Rebels. I've never really been a big fan of this arc. I don't really know why. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care about Onderon, these characters. I don't know. I never really, so I'd probably put it in D tier. Yeah, it's just never been an arc that I thought was that interesting. So yeah, and of course, you have to have Ahsoka in it again. I think they overused Ahsoka. She's in things that she didn't need to be, or it doesn't even make sense. So if Anakin's in it, okay, whatever. But sometimes Anakin isn't in it, so why is Ahsoka there? Let's see. Domino Squad. Sure, let's do Domino Squad. Yeah, and I believe this is 3 episodes. You've got Clone Cadets, ARC Troopers, and I think Rookies from Season 1. So Rookies is one of my favorite episodes of Season 1, so that's good. Clone Cadets it's not garbage. It's decent. And then ARC Troopers, where we get to see the Battle of Kamino. Kind of cool. So all in all, I probably would give Domino Squad a B. Yeah. If we're ranking just Rookies, I probably would have given it an A. But yeah. Let's see. I don't know. We got Mandalore Corruption, Mandalore Plot. Let's do Mandalore Plot. Let's see. I think this is the first. Yes, this is where Mandalore appears in Season 2. Let's see. The first episode is the one where Obi-Wan he's sneaking around and then the other one is then the second one is on the ship with the droids trying to kill Satine, and then it's on Coruscant and they're trying to assassinate Satine. Do you know what? I don't think this arc is that great. And I'm going to complain again, but the Mandalorians in this are very different from the EU, and sure, they can have different factions or whatever, but I don't know. Who wants peaceful Mandalorians? That's boring. I don't know. Yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm going to put it in D. I'm going to put it in D. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. Let's see. Yep, the only good arc of Season 7 was the Siege of Mandalore. The rest, garbage. The Bad Batch I wouldn't put in garbage, but yeah, when I rewatched, it was not as good as I thought it was when it came out, but yeah. But we'll get there. Ahsoka, apparently the chosen one in TCW. She's in too much. I'm not saying she should have been cut out completely. I'm just saying she's in some episodes that don't make sense. All right. Let's see. What's a decent? Let's do Zero's Escape, which would have Hostage Crisis, which is one of my favorites of Season 1. And then probably the episode where Cad Bane gets the plans to the Senate building from C-3PO. That is a crap episode. And then the one where the hunt for Zero, where you have Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan hunting down Zero after he escaped. Let's see. Hostage Crisis is I really like. Then that other episode where he gets the plans for the Senate building is garbage. And then with Quinlan Vos, it's neat. So, where would I rank that? It's hard to say actually, because it's very mixed. It's got a really good episode, an okay episode, and a garbage episode. So how would I C tier? I think as an arc, yeah, C tier. I think. The Disappeared. Season 6. Yeah, season 6. It's Jar Jar and Mace Windu going to Bardata because some of their elders or part of their council, whatever, are disappearing. So yeah, and they discover a plot. I'm gonna be honest. This is my favorite Jar Jar Binks stuff in the Clone Wars. I like the pairing with Mace Windu, and I do like these 2 episodes. It reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, so I like that. Yeah, I don't hate this. Now that being said, where would I rank it? Well, it's I can't give it an A. It's not that good, but I think I'm gonna rate it in the B. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So yeah, I think it's Jar Jar Binks at his. Well, no, he's still annoying. He still does Jar Jar Binks isms, but you got Mace Windu there to kind of keep Jar Jar on track and not be a complete bumbling idiot. So yeah, there's that. Would it have been better if Jar Jar wasn't in it? Yeah, because we still could have had the Temple of Doom vibes, and yeah, Jar Jar didn't need to be in the episode. So yeah. Let's see. Senate Spy. Sure, we'll do Senate Spy. I don't know, like whatever. That's probably what I would say for this episode. It's the first episode with Rush Clovis. Him and Padme have a history. Anakin doesn't like that, so I mean, like, I guess that's kind of more interesting, where it leads Anakin to want to beat the crap out of this guy, but I don't know. I don't really think the plot is that interesting. It's a whatever episode. I mean, it's not F tier, but it's nothing special. I think I'll put it in D. And then we'll go into the second battle of Geonosis, which is this one. The first episode, landing at Point Rain, is the best episode of the arc. This is another prime example of overall I would probably rate the arc pretty low, but I really like one episode, and then the other episodes are very mixed. The next episode is what's the next episode? Oh, where they blow up the droid factory. So that's a Ahsoka centric episode, so it's okay. Then you have where they're going in the catacombs with the zombie Geonosians trying to rescue Luminara. That one's Then you have the one with the brain worms. You know what? Yeah, I don't think this is. Do I rate it D or C? I don't know. I really like the first episode, but everything else is kind of whatever, or not very good. You know what? I'll be generous and give it a C. Zero's Escape, currently placed. Oh, where I had it in F? Where did I put it? You know what? Where did I put it? Oh, I put it in C. Yeah. If you're strictly talking, but yeah, I mean, arc. So, but yeah, it's cool that you saw Nell Hutta. Zero is kind of an annoying character. So yeah, the only decent Jar Jar story. I assume you're talking the disappeared. Yeah. Well, I think you could say that Jar Jar doesn't ruin those episodes. He kind of ruins everything else and brings down everything. Senate Spy was decent. I mean, yeah, it's watchable. It's fine, but like, I don't think it's too memorable of an episode. So yeah. Yes, the disappeared. All right. Let's see what's next. We can do. Oh, let's do Mortis. This one's hard to place because Mortis is weird because it's weird because it's kind of confusing. Like, I don't know. Like, do I like Mortis? I don't know. If you were asking a younger me, I would have said yes. But now I'm like, do I like Mortis? And, I don't hate Mortis, so at least that's something, but it's weird. Ahsoka dies, and she has the daughter Essence, which wouldn't surprise me if that leads somewhere in Ahsoka season 2, but we're not talking about the Ahsoka show, whatever. Mortis. I think it's interesting that this arc introduces really they're basically gods in Star Wars. I mean, the way they have power. So I would say, and I think that's interesting. So I would say that's good. Yeah, but ultimately, I don't know. It doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah, so it's hard to place. It's hard to place. C tier, I guess, because it's basically the middle. So I'll just put it right in the middle since I don't really know how to rank it. So we'll leave it there. All right, let's do the Zygerian Slaver arc. I think the Zygerians look cool. I think they're a cool alien design. I think some of the ideas were interesting, but I don't hate it. It is another example of because this is actually an adaptation of a comic book, and they didn't even get that comic book right. They didn't even do a very good adaptation. They changed a whole bunch of stuff, and so they can't even. And the thing is, this comic book was a TCW comic book, meaning it's drawn in a very similar looking style. I think the guy that wrote it worked on TCW, so it's still confusing why you just kind of whatever. But yeah, it's a fine arc. I haven't read that comic book, so I don't know if the comic book story is better. So that would be an interesting little thing to see. But yeah, the episodes they're fine. They're fine. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put it C. Yeah. Let's do. Heath Koth Rescue / The Deserter. Okay, so these are 2 episodes. So you have, let's see, the first episode, Grievous Intrigue, where they're trying to rescue Eth Koth, which is a contradiction because Eth Koth died on Geonosis, but they brought him back for reasons. Because here's the thing, they didn't need to use Eth Koth in this episode. They could have used Agen Kular, who is another Zabrak guy. You know, he's one of the Jedi that goes to rescue Palpatine. If you don't know who he is, you know, he's the guy with the horns on his head. Yeah, same species. They could have used him. They didn't need Eth Koth, so that's where I'm just like, why? But whatever. Yeah, that's a whatever episode. And then the Deserter is a more interesting episode. So I don't hate that episode. I think it's kind of interesting. So that's probably the stronger of the two. Because General Grievous fights Jedi, but again, he's fighting Obi-Wan. And that's so nothing special. Yeah, so probably a D. That's probably where I would put it. Lightsaber Lost. Look, this is a single episode. It's an Ahsoka-centric episode. She loses her lightsaber, and we go on this journey with Tara Sinube, however you say it, whatever. He's slow because he's older, and basically Ahsoka learns patience and whatever. It's a whatever episode. You can skip it. I don't think you miss out on anything. So, F tier. Is it garbage? F tier garbage. I'll leave it in F tier. All right, Maul's Resurrection. This is, I don't know. I don't think they should have brought Maul back from the dead. I don't think we needed it. You could have had Savage be the cool, painted Sith evil guy in Clone Wars. Yeah, and then you could have developed Savage more as a character. So yeah. But they brought him back, so they don't really explain it. He hated Obi-Wan so much that kept him alive is the rough explanation, basically. So yeah, Savage rescues him, and they team up to try and kill Obi-Wan, which obviously we know it can't go anywhere. Maul can't kill Obi-Wan. However, Obi-Wan can kill Darth Maul, but he doesn't because reasons. So, yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm going to leave it in F tier because they shouldn't have brought Maul back. I don't think that was a good idea. It was unnecessary. Kind of liked the Mortis arc, weirdness and all. Yeah, it's weird. So it's weird, but interesting. So, yeah. Hello, Surfer 76. Mortis was a head scratcher, but ultimately I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's weird, but enjoyable, I think. So, Maul's resurrection kind of meh. Yeah. They didn't need to resurrect him because Savage could have fulfilled the we need a cool horned, evil looking guy, Darth Maul looking type of guy with a red lightsaber. He even gets a double bladed lightsaber. Gets like he. We didn't need Darth Maul, so that's that. All right. Pursuit of Peace. I think this is the episode where Padme goes to the capital of the Separatists to meet with her friend Senator Bonteri, because Padme wants to try and, she wants the war to end. She wants peace between the Separatists and the Republic. So she wants to go talk with Senator Bonteri to kind of set up peace talks. Well, we know that Palpatine can't have that, so she gets eliminated, and it leads nowhere. It's an interesting episode. The best part of this episode is probably that we get to see the Separatist Parliament and kind of how they run a little bit. So we don't get a lot of Separatist stuff. We don't get a lot of Separatist perspectives, how they do things. We just see their military, some of their leaders and their army and stuff like that. So that's probably the best part of this episode. But other than that, I think it's fine. It's not bad. So we'll put it in C. Lethal Trackdown. Lethal Trackdown is the one where I think this is just a single episode where Ahsoka is having visions about Aurra Sing assassinating Padme. So it takes place on Alderaan, although I feel like you don't really see much of Alderaan. Is there like an exterior shot at least? Yeah. I don't know. It's, well, I don't know. It doesn't really lead anywhere because Padme can't get assassinated, so the tension is not the strongest. So yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna have kind of storylines like this, you need to handle them a certain way because, if you want to threaten a character that we know can't die because of future events, you need to put them in peril, or you need to threaten them in a certain way. And I don't think this it's fine. But let's see. Sphere of influence. I don't really have a whole lot to say on this. I mean, so you got Chairman Pepinoida and his daughters got kidnapped by the Trade Federation, I believe. So it's basically them trying to figure out where his daughters are. Kind of. And for some reason, Ahsoka is friends with the Pantoran Senator Chuchi. Like, they're friends because reasons. Because Ahsoka needs to be friends with every young woman character in the Clone Wars. So, just because Chairman Pepinoida is kind of cool and kind of a he's deadly with his blaster. I'm gonna give it a D. We'll put it in the D, just because Chairman Pepinoida is kind of a cool character. Let's do the Youngling arc. All right. Oh, another arc where I really like one episode and the rest are kind of whatever. And that episode is the first episode where they go to Ilum and they do their, they get their crystal and stuff like that. I think the rest of the arc is kind of meh. Well, there's bits of the second one where they're assembling their lightsaber. That's cool. I don't know why this needed to be drug out to 4 episodes. I'm gonna give it D. All right, let's check comments. Similarly, the EU shouldn't have resurrected Boba Fett. Do you know what? As of where I've read up to in the EU, I actually agree. They haven't done anything interesting with Boba Fett, so resurrecting Boba Fett, well, not having him die, but well, whatever. Yeah. Yes. He hasn't done anything. That Boba Fett trilogy was not very good. So, yeah. Now, there might be stories I get to later on that actually do things with Boba Fett, so, but, yeah. Yes, I think if you're going to bring a character back from the dead, well, first and foremost, it needs to make sense. They can't have exploded, or, like, to me, it's like, I think there needs to be a body there. It also would help if we didn't see them die. So, but yeah, and you can't do it all the time. It needs to be rare. Yeah, Youngling arc average. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's cool that there's a Nautilin Youngling, but yeah. All right, we've just got a few left. So, Night Sisters. Let's see. I think this is where Asajj Ventress, Dooku has to kill her, so he tries to kill her but fails, and then she goes back to the Night Sisters and that. What sucks about this is they changed the Night Sisters and Dathomir from the EU. Dathomir is a different planet. It's not like this red alien-looking world. And the Night Sisters they don't use magic. They use the Force. And Ventress is not a Night Sister. She's a Ratataki. So I don't understand why they went that route, because they could have just adapted Ventress's storyline into the Clone Wars. Like, why did we need to change her storyline? And they could have brought in the Night Sisters as they were in the EU. So there's this annoying conflict that, yeah. So, yeah, so, I mean, obviously before I got into the EU, I thought this was better, but given that, that the prior Dathomir and the Night Sisters was before this, that should take the precedence, because, it's overriding people's work. Like, I mean, come on, like, ugh. Man, why did they overwrite the EU so much in this show? It sucks. Whatever. D. Obi-Wan undercover. Okay. I like this arc. Maybe it's just, from when I was a kid. This is one of my favorites when I was a kid, and and maybe I'm a little biased because of that, but yeah, I like this arc. I don't think it's the best arc, but it's fun, so I enjoy it. So I'm going to give it a B. Yeah, it's a yeah, it's fun. It's a fun arc. Let's see. Night Sister Massacre. I like this episode because General Grievous actually gets to kind of be threatening, and he's actually killing people that are more threatening than, clones and stuff like that. But it's still kind of meh. Probably no, not there. C tier. All right, let's check the comments. The Night Sisters, not TCW at its best. Written by Katie Lucas, I believe. Yes, that is true. Yeah, and if you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff for the Clone Wars on like the DVDs, stuff like that, yeah, they do reference the EU here and there, but yeah, most of the time it's just like, well, we didn't want to do that, or yeah, they just completely ignore it. And it's like, if you know about it, then why did you write over pre-existing lore? Well, because they wanted to do whatever they wanted. They don't want to be beholden to the pre-existing story. They want to tell whatever they want to tell. It's funny because the way they made this show is how they make the Disney Star Wars stuff now. It's the same formula. They do the exact same stuff. They write over whatever they want. Dave Filoni even contradicts his own stuff. And I just don't understand how people can be a fan of Dave Filoni's work. But we won't get into that. All right, let's do the Bad Batch. All right. The Bad Batch arc. It's okay. I don't know why Echo needed to be alive. I don't understand that. I think, again, that's bringing back a dead character, or a character we thought was, it's like, I know we didn't see a body, but he literally was involved in an explosion. So that's where, like, he's dead. He's dead. That's stupid. So, I like how Anakin stabs Admiral Trench, I guess. I like the animation of season 7. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'll give it a D. I'll be nice. Bounty Hunters. From, like, I don't know, season 3 or 2 or wherever it is. I think this is where it's on Felucia, where we have these dumb aliens that are useless, and Hondo is threatening them, so they hire bounty hunters to stop them, and Obi-Wan and Anakin arrive for some reason, or they crash maybe, I don't know. And they help the bounty hunters fend off the pirates. It's kind of like a, Magnificent Seven or a Seven Samurai storyline that I feel like they always reference in Star Wars, because there's an episode in The Mandalorian that does that. So yeah, it's like whatever. Do you know what? It's not that great of an episode. I think I'll leave it in F tier. Okay, let's do Clovis Returns. Whee! I think the best part of this arc is the intergalactic banking clan and kind of exploring a little bit of that, the Munes and everything. I think that's the best part of this arc. So other than that, I don't think this is that great of an arc. That interesting. D tier. Mysteries of Sifo-Dyas and Yoda's Journey. Okay, so that Sifo-Dyas episode where the Jedi kind of learn, oh, it was Tyrann and blah blah blah. Which I don't know if that makes sense that they learned Tyrannus and Dooku are the same person. I don't know, but yeah. As for the Yoda going on this Force journey, I guess, where I think it's starting his journey to become a Force ghost. It's interesting. I actually really like it. So I am actually going to put it in A tier. Yeah, you don't always get a journey where we're following Yoda, so that's something fun. All right, Mandalore Corruption is whatever. Probably a D tier. Nothing. Not the most interesting thing. Maul Conquers Mandalore is probably the. No, I think this is better. Maul Conquers Mandalore is an A tier. I like it. I mean, yeah, yes, but they could have had someone else conquer Mandalore. It was. This is an A tier. Maybe I should lower it. Yeah, I'll lower it to B because. Yeah. All right. What do we got? Five's Conspiracy, the beginning of season 6. With the chips. This is where they introduce that the clones have the chips in their head. I don't know. I don't hate the chip thing. So I probably am not going to rate this as low as, some people that hate that. But is it good? Do you know what? I think it's B tier. B tier. Maybe bottom of B, top of C. Yeah. And then let's do Siege of No, let's do Ahsoka Framed, and we'll do Siege of Mandalore last. Ahsoka Framed. Ahsoka Framed. Probably. You know what would have been really interesting if this would have ended with Ahsoka dying. I think that would have been way more interesting. But it's fine. I mean, it's got some interesting things. She teams up with Ventress. I think I'll throw it in C tier for now. Siege of Mandalore. Well, Siege of Mandalore is, I don't know if it's the best, or maybe not. I don't know if it makes the most amount of sense. But yeah, I enjoyed this arc. But yeah, it's, I mean, Maul's still out and about on the loose. Well, he dies in Rebels. True, and season 7 isn't canon to the EU, so yeah. Then again, Maul is still, because he's imprisoned, because the Son of Dathomir comic, that is EU. So he's still out out in the loose. So, B tier, I think. B tier. Yeah. 5's Conspiracy, probably the best of season 6. I think I personally like the Yoda stuff more, but yes, I think that's pretty good. Ahsoka Framed, probably the highlight of season 5. Is that true? Oh, but I like Maul. Yeah, see, they kind of ruined that with Maul. Probably not. Ugh. Do you know what? You're probably right. Yeah. Now, if we're talking just episodes, my favorite episode of season 5 is probably the Youngling episode where they go to Ilum. That's probably my favorite episode. I don't really care for the Onderon arc. D Squad is trash. The Maul stuff is kind of tainted because he really shouldn't be back. It could have been Savage. Yeah. Oh well. Siege of Mandalore, one of the best. All right, now let's go through it. All right, so I don't have any S tier. I don't think there's anything like that great. But yeah, all right. So A tier, I've got Lair of Grievous, Battle of Umbara, and Mystery of Sifo Dyas / Yoda's Journey. I think that's okay. Is there any in B tier that deserve to go up to A? Ahsoka Lost, Dawn Squad. No. All right. I think B is fine. C, Ambush. Maybe Ambush doesn't deserve to be. Let's put it there. Malevolent. No, let's see. What's the best of C? Probably Mortis. Ahsoka Framed. Citadel. Put that there and that there. Put that. No, move. Jeez. That bottom. Okay. I think that's how I would rank. Oh, let's do A. Bara is not the best. Okay. That's probably how I'd rank A. B would be probably Mandalore. Put something like that. 5's Conspiracy is pretty good. Liberation. There, I think that's how I would rank the B's. D, chuck you down there. Chuck you down there. You definitely go down there. Holocron, you're definitely better than Bad Batch. You can stay down there. Oh yeah, man, this. I'll just chuck you down. You move up there. Oh, you know what? Sure, we'll leave that. F tier. What's the best of F tier? That's hard to say. Maul's Resurrection, Bombad Jedi. Let's do that. Senate Murders, Lightsaber Bounty Hunters. Put that there. I'd rather watch that. sure. And you know what? These can be equally trash. All right, that is my tier list. Okay, all right, let's. All right, well that's the tier list. So yeah, that took longer than I thought it would. Man, if I was ranking individual episodes, this would probably be a 4 hour stream. Man. All right, well that is the arcs. So a pretty interesting little thing. So yeah. Well, you are more than welcome to share in the comments how you would rank these arcs. But yeah. You can let me know if I got any wrong. But yeah. All right, that was fun. And this does end the Clone Wars streams. You know, it's been a little while. To rewatch TCW. Oh. All right. Well, go right ahead. The next live stream that we'll be doing will be talking about the 2003 Clone Wars. So make sure to watch that before we do the live stream, so you can participate in the discussion. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun, and then maybe we'll do like some comparisons to the two Clone Wars. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that'll probably be on Monday. So yeah, and you know, the 2003 Clone Wars is divided into, well, it's divided into 3 seasons or 2 volumes. So we might just do volume 1 Monday and then a later live stream do volume 2, or we might just talk about the 2003 Clone Wars for the whole stream. We'll see. But yes, so at least watch volume 1 of, you know, the 2003 Clone Wars before next Monday if you want to participate. You don't have to, but you know, there will be spoilers in the stream, so yeah, so that'll be interesting. Let's see, anything else? I don't know. All right, well, I think that's probably it. So yeah, look forward to that stream next week. Yeah, in terms of videos that I've got coming out this week, well, yesterday I put out the what video did I put out last week or yesterday? The IG droids? Yes, it was a video on the IG droids. So you know, you can watch that. Thursday, so tomorrow, will be a video on 10 obscure Star Wars alien species. And then next week will be a video on the Tong, which is the species that began the Mandalorian stuff. And then a video on kind of a talking about the Mando and Grogu movie, kind of all the news and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I've got coming up in the next week or so. So yeah, all right. So we'll be talking the 2003 Clone Wars next live stream. I'm excited. So that'll be fun. So, you know, make sure you watch it. It's on YouTube. for free. Just type in 2003 Clone Wars, and it should come up. So yeah, or you could watch it on Disney Plus if you have that. So yeah, well, I think I will end the live stream now. So well, I'll definitely have to watch the 03 Clone Wars. Yes. Yeah. So try and watch it before next Monday. But if you can't get around to it, that's okay. But it just, yeah. So it's not going to take you very long. I mean, to watch all of the 03 Clone Wars would be like 2.5 hours. It's pretty short. Yeah. So, yeah. At least watch Volume 1. Yeah, so, because we'll definitely talk about Volume 1. Whether we talk about Volume 2 next week as well will depend on how things go next week. So, yeah. But, anyways, well, I think I'll end the stream now. So, thank you all for watching the stream. And thank you to Andrew and Surfer76 for commenting. I appreciate it. I think that's doable. Okay, good. I look forward to it. I'm excited about that live stream. So yeah, there's some good stuff in 03 Clone Wars. So all right. Well, all right. I think, yeah. So yep. Thank you for watching, commenting, and yeah. I'll see you next stream where we'll talk about 03 Clone Wars. Goodbye.